Hello my friends and welcome back to PlayStation Underground. On today's episode, Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection coming to PS4 in May. I have Brett and Kim joining me from Capcom. Gentlemen, welcome to the program.
What's up? Hello.
Thanks for having us.
Third time's the charm.
Hey.
Guys, we're playing Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection. Tell me a little bit about this ridiculous amount of Street Fighter Collection in one, because it's insane.
Yeah, I mean, as the title suggests, this is a celebration of the past 3 decades of Street Fighter, really focusing on the arcade games that made Street Fighter what it is, which is just this legendary franchise that has been with us since 1987. You're going to get 12 arcade games brought home in one collection, and 4 of those do hop online. We can discuss which ones when we get into the game a little bit, but outside of these arcade perfect conversions that bring these games to your home, we have this museum that is really thematically organized. Instead of just here's a bunch of concept art, here's a bunch of unlockable things that you could find, here's a museum that is really like through the years and contextualized with the Street Fighter Alpha series or the Street Fighter 3 series, and it really is trying to be a true celebration of Street Fighter, and more than just, hey, we've made another collection, here it is. This is really trying to be, this is the collection, and if you're ever going to have a Street Fighter collection, this is the one.
And I mean, there's few games that have 30 years of experience under their belts in a series,
Sure.
so that's pretty amazing. Do you want to jump into the arcade selection? We can look at some of these games.
Sure.
And then we can go back into museum later if you choose. Up to you guys.
There's a lot of
though,
cool
but,
stuff in there, so we'll...
Why don't we start with looking through the game catalog? Because I feel like I can call it a catalog. I mean, there's a lot.
It's a lot.
There's a lot
Yeah.
here.
You got to circle which one you want for Christmas.
Okay. That's how it works?
Yeah.
You can only choose one.
One.
You buy the whole game,
Yeah,
and then you
one.
choose one, and then all the others are locked forever. No, that's not how it works.
No, these are thankfully like all ready to go right from the start, from the '87 original. Remember playing that one in a pizza place before I knew what Street Fighter was.
Yep.
And then you get into, of course, the world famous Street Fighter 2, and then its many iterations that add stuff as each iteration came out, which we'll talk through here in a second. And then you get your Alpha series, Alpha 1, 2, and 3. Alpha 1, 2, and 3, all completely different from each other, despite the same subtitle. And then the beautifully animated, lavishly animated Street Fighter 3 series from New Generation down to Third Strike.
It's beautiful, by the way.
It's something else.
It is
something
beautiful.
else.
Yeah, so the cool thing about this is, as Brett mentioned, there are 12 games that we have in this collection. You can just jump to the game super quick, and if you're like, oh man, I want to check out another game real quick.
Yeah, the loading is...
Yeah, you're back into the screen
practically
immediately.
instant.
In and out.
Yeah.
One cool thing, if you hit triangle, you get a game-by-game breakdown that gives you some historical context, information about the hardware, but yeah, tips and tricks, but and an image, kind of a mock-up of the arcade cabinet. And if you hit X from here, it just kind of zooms into that from there, and now you're back in the game. Each game also has unique, like these arcade cabinet borders, which you can turn off or on, and you can also change the screen ratio to be this kind of 1-to-1 ratio that you might have had in the arcades, or you can do a full screen version, which
Let me show that real quick.
yeah, it extends it to the vertical height, so you still get, it's maintaining the aspect ratio. It's not like stretching it wide or anything, but you get a little bit more game on your screen. Then you can also go the full widescreen that's going to stretch the graphics. Somebody somewhere wants to use this version, but
Somebody somewhere.
I mean,
You
just
heard it here first, folks.
as a personal, maintaining the aspect ratio of your sprites.
Right.
But I mean,
Let's keep it authentic real quick.
the options.
Man, Kim was having some anxiety attacks over there.
I mean, options there, because somebody, like, if that's the way you want it, then option is available to you.
okay,
It
yeah, I
is there.
appreciate it. But I think that the grand majority of folks that are going to be playing this game are probably going to want to stick to the original.
I imagine so, because again, part of this is preserving the legacy of these games,
Right.
and really putting it all into one spot and trying to give you the most authentic version of that game possible. The original Street Fighter that Kim's playing here, well, we're watching the attract mode, which would lure people in to put their quarters in.
And if you weren't a fan of the borders, you can also turn them off.
Okay, there you go.
But yeah, Ryu and Ken are in the original Street Fighter, as are some characters that come back later in the series. Like you'd see Birdie, Gen, Sagat, Adon. But in the original Street Fighter, you can only play as Ryu, unless the second player butts in and then they play as Ken. But despite that...
How about we just play a quick game?
Yeah, go for it. 6-button setup is still there even in '87.
That's amazing.
And the 3 special moves you would associate with Ryu are also present: Hadouken, Shoryuken, and Tatsumaki, the Hurricane Kick. They are much harder to pull off in the original Street Fighter, but if you do, it's like 50% damage.
Yeah.
If you manage to connect any of those special moves, it is a game changer.
I wish that I could go back. I could open up my time capsule, my machine, and go back.
Man,
And well done.
practicing Street Fighter 1, you're
Look
ready.
at that.
I'm in there.
You ignored every other Street Fighter and you only practiced the original one.
Well, it's funny because this was the first Street Fighter, but special moves were like so difficult to pull off because back then there was no training mode or anything like that. But just like any Street Fighter, if you practice, you get good. And it's just in this game, if you do an uppercut, it does 50%. It's all good.
Yeah, that's 50% damage. Oh yeah, caught him on the way down.
Yeah.
I love it. It's just amazing how different the series looks now. That's
Yeah.
what I was going to say before, is if you showed a developer on the original Street Fighter what like Street Fighter 5 looks like
Yeah,
now,
it's-
I think their brain would just fly out of the top of their head.
It's a common reaction.
Yeah, absolutely. Brain out of head.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Brain's
I also
overrated,
noticed
for sure.
that Ryu kind of looks like he is a bit of a redhead in this game.
Yeah,
so
he's-
that's changed.
He starts as a redhead, and then when Street Fighter 2 comes around in 1991, he gets dark hair, right? But to kind of make up for this inconsistency, the Street Fighter Alpha series, which came after Street Fighter 2 but chronologically takes place between 1 and 2, Ryu kind of gets back into this look, and it's kind of in the middle where he's still at this younger redhead look. But yeah, the timeline, you get the original Street Fighter, and you go Alpha, and then 2, 4, 5, 3.
Man, is there going to be a test
It's
on
like
this,
fast-
Brett?
Yeah.
There
It's
might
like,
be.
It's like some movies that go out of order, but
Well,
yeah.
We all know that as we age, our hair goes from red to dark over old age, so that
Yeah.
all makes sense.
My
That all
nose
checks
turns
out.
Yeah.
Kim, well done. Just flying through this stuff.
But yeah, that's Street Fighter 1. It's gonna be a really fun, nostalgic trip for a lot of people.
Yeah, it seems like, oh, where's all the excitement for this, because it's not quite the hype of some of the later games, but some of the like loudest moments in the office have been people just trying to beat this game because the AI just gets to this point where like, you will not make it past me. And that's just really watching, like, obviously people in our office quite good at Street Fighter.
Yeah,
But
I
watching them
assume.
try to play this AI that's just shutting, no, you cannot do this. It's pretty fun.
I love it. Should we jump into 2?
Sure.
The
Yeah,
game
let's
that I
take-
have, it's funny in that we were just talking about playing it in a pizza shop. I
Yeah,
was playing
yeah.
Street Fighter 2 in a movie theater.
There you go.
And I remember the kid that I was playing against kept yelling at me for using special moves, saying like,
cheating.
"I don't know how to do them, so
What?
you shouldn't do them either."
I would.
And I never
I would miss the
understood
movie
that.
to play Street Fighter. I would miss the movie to play Street Fighter. I have to get popcorn real quick.
My
Yeah.
Street Fighter 2 days were definitely a dingy, smoky bowling alley.
I love it.
It was a good time.
Now, does the dingy alley come with the game, or is that separately?
there was going to be a deluxe edition
Okay.
that came with the bowling alley.
Okay. But we decided
Prohibitive-
against it.
Prohibitively expensive.
Very expensive. Yeah, would have made it really.
It was that, or you had to buy a pizza franchise.
Okay.
It was one of the two.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
You want to jump into
let's,
Street Fighter 2?
And then zoom, we're in there. And then you get your custom Street Fighter 2 background, which again, that I don't even know what the like, marble or granite background that really takes me back.
Yes.
Um,
It's like I'm there, Brett.
and that CPS1 music, baby.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm about. That Sonic Boom, that CPS1 Sonic Boom,
Mhm.
that's how Sonic Boom should sound.
And you know what they say about Guile's theme.
It does still go with everything.
Just saying.
He's also one of the best characters.
let's just use Guile.
Yeah, in regular Street Fighter 2, I think Guile did over time, like he's just the best, right? Among the selectable characters.
Yeah. Everybody wanted to play him.
And
Also
Disney-
my hairstyle inspiration for a long time in my younger days. Now, not so much.
You turned some
but
heads with that one.
Yeah, no, you definitely can.
But yeah, that was what, 2 combos?
Yeah, it's
Essentially-
like anything in this game like dizzy someone, and which also helps people remember what combo it is since it's only 3 hits. There's no elaborate 20-hit combos or anything.
I know that I
Punch.
don't want us to get overly technical, but
Sure.
do you want to speak a little bit about sort of the porting process and actually creating like arcade perfect versions of these games? Is there like a high level like layman's version you can
I
give
mean,
me?
yeah, the like short version is developer Digital Eclipse used some of the source elements and in some cases some of the boards to bring all these games over. So we've had a lot of people playing the game and digging into it and trying to be like, does this match up with my memories? Are these moves I want to pull off, are they still there? Are they still working the way they should? And yeah, we're really proud of it.
That's fantastic. I mean, it looks exactly how I remember. Except
this Chun-Li before she had her blue outfit on the versus screen. She's still blue in the game, but she still has an orange outfit.
Iconic blue color.
Interesting. Yeah, I was going to say that it's also fun to see the character select screen in the original Street Fighter 2, just because it looks like you're seeing just a few pieces to the puzzle, but that was it.
And that's what's crazy is this was, again, in 1991 in the arcade days, like to have 8 selectable characters in a time when a lot of arcade games it was you have the one character you play as, or you can pick among 2 or 3. Like in Final Fight, you have 3 characters you can choose from. Whereas this, it was 8. They are all distinct. They all have their own special moves. They all have their own matchups. And having to go into an arcade and like figure a lot of this stuff out with all the people around you, it was just there's a reason this took over so many arcades in the 90s. It was just this communal experience, and yeah, it's one of those games where you kind of forget about it over time. Like the original Street Fighter 2, you think about 4 or 5, what's happening now, but then anytime you see it in motion, you're just like, man,
this is it.
I remember those days, man.
What was the arcade scene like, you know, the U.S. or, you know, other Western parts of the world with Japan, like the arcade scene in Japan at that time? Were there parallels between those two, would you say? I mean, it kind of exploded in pretty much all arcades,
Oh,
right?
for sure, yeah. Japan was definitely on fire.
Not literally, metaphorically on fire, yes.
Speaking.
With excitement,
the arcade
the fires
scene,
of passion.
The arcade scene was on fire. But yeah, it was, I mean, yeah, even in like, you know, kind of rural Midwestern nowhere where I was, the bowling alley, one of my like most vivid memories of 2 back in probably 91 or 92 was, I mean, I was 11 years old, I think, but playing Street Fighter 2 and having a couple rounds with somebody, win one, and then I win the next one, and then I lost, and I turn around, I'm like, lost, I don't have any more money, turn around, and it's just a sea of people in this bowling alley off the highway with no other buildings to the horizon. It's just it's a shack, right? And even here, this game, 1,000 miles from anything, is just people just hovering around it, and it was everywhere.
Yeah. You want to jump into the next game?
Yeah.
What do you think?
So what else? Next in the line, I don't know if you want to go through like literally all 12.
No, we don't have. Let's pick another. I mean, do you guys have personal favorites or things where you feel like it really shows off leaps in the series?
Well, we can show up Hyper Fighting.
This
is one of the first online games that we have. Four online games in this collection.
Yeah. You want to go through those? We have Hyper Fighting. What else?
Yeah. Hyper Fighting and Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo from the Street Fighter 2 series. And again, those two are. Well, I'll wait till I finish. Alpha 3 from the Alpha side, and then Third Strike from the Street Fighter 3 side. And each of these games kind of represents where that particular game ended up. Hyper Fighting, like we're looking at here, is kind of where Street Fighter 2 all led until Super Street Fighter 2 changed things up with like a lot of revisions, not just on gameplay, but even visually, adding 4 more characters like Cammy, Fei Long. So that's why Hyper Fighting kind of gets this extra attention, as this is 2 and Champion and Hyper all kind of leading to this game, whereas Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo is the ultimate expression, in a sense, of Street Fighter 2 as a whole. So we wanted to give players both of those options. And then Alpha 3 and Third Strike are similarly where those series led, ultimately.
You want to jump into a match? What do you think?
Already.
Or do you want to back out into a different game? I don't know. There's too many options.
There is. I'll just play one game. One thing that you'll definitely be able to differentiate is the speed is a little bit faster. Not a little bit, a lot.
Yeah. Speed's a lot faster. People's default colors changed. A lot of characters got brand new moves, like you saw the Air Tatsumaki, which didn't have in the original Street Fighter 2. Chun-Li gains her Fireball in this version. She didn't have it when the games first started. And also Ryu and Ken get way more differentiated by this point. In regular Street Fighter 2, Ryu and Ken pretty similar.
Right.
But by this point, they're starting to kind of diverge.
Yeah.
And especially in Super, you start getting some bigger broad. And now today, they're completely different characters.
You're saying Ryu and Ken started off as similar characters?
Hey now.
Are you serious?
Their moveset in the original Street Fighter 2 was exactly the same.
Yeah.
They just look different.
It was like, do you want to be hot rod and red gi man, or do you want to be like serious warrior guy? Like, that's
Ken is totally serious all the time when it comes to fighting.
He's a party animal.
He's
Is he? I don't really know the lore behind Ken. I know a little bit more about Ryu, but Ryu's got some stubble in this, by the way. This was an early precursor to bearded Ryu.
It was.
See?
It was,
He actually gains that in Champion Edition.
Yeah.
Which we will show right now.
So,
Just like that.
Segue.
There you go. Right
There it is.
but anyway,
What did you say, Ryan? You want to see what he looked like in Street Fighter 2? Oh, I could do that in a second. Oh, what's going on here?
yeah, and he's got a
Look
much.
at that.
Look how
Look
young.
at that baby face.
So young.
Goodness.
Everybody's like children in this game.
Man, oh man.
These guys are the same. Look at them.
Oh, even the chin. Yeah, their chin length is about the same. A little different in shape.
I've actually
Also,
never
Ken
noticed.
looks really angry.
He's had it, man.
Yeah,
He's
he's
loaded
done.
and he wants to
He's
get back,
over it.
he wants to get back to his boat. We have set into Super Turbo.
Yeah, so this is the second online game.
And it has this, this intro
Oops,
that a lot,
I
of
didn't
people,
show that.
a lot of people remember from. This is another attract mode that you would walk up and see. And again, back in the day, to see something this detailed in an arcade was just jaw-dropping.
And you're thinking like, oh my god.
Yeah, you would just stop what you're doing and be like, I'm putting my money.
Put
here.
all the quarters into this.
Off they go.
And off they go.
This is first appearance of Akuma. A nice trivia for you. He makes a cameo here in the intro. Kabam.
Kabam! Super. Lightning.
That's why you get the electricity on you.
Fire. All the elements.
Now it's raining.
Do you guys? I think you guys should fight.
Oh, man.
Not like in real life. Like
I think you said 2 was your game, right?
All right. I'll
I'll
get in. I'll get in. Do you want to pass me a controller?
Yeah. Boom. You're in there.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Let me see if this works.
I mean, there's no other option
are you
besides
gonna-
Ken.
I can't do it.
I like how I just got completely thrown under the bus. You're like, you guys should fight. Nope.
I'll hop in later, but I'll just say, yeah. So Super Street Fighter 2 did add, you can see at the bottom, the super meter, which was introduction of super combos.
I'm like remembering which is heavy. Okay, I got it.
This green color's throwing me off, though.
It's this lime green Ken, man.
It's it's only the finest Ken for this program.
Oh, and
there you go. And
we
I
have,
guess,
oh no.
the mind reading. Oh.
Oh man, right to the face.
I think you got robbed. I think that's not fair.
No, man,
I
this is
saw
all-
that fireball.
It's all fair. Everything's fair here. Ooh, right to the face.
What's crazy is because this is 94, so this is 3 years of Street Fighter dev, where these characters now have a lot more frames of animation than they used to have, and moves they didn't have, like that
Just in the corner.
that 2-hit punch
Just
there.
in the corner. Oh no, dizzy. Oh, so dizzy.
Oh, what? Whoa!
The recovery. That was so quick. Oh man.
Okay. You notice that when I
is
start
18
playing, the program loses a host completely. I'm just totally focused on it.
I think it just got way better.
Hey, are you saying that my color commentary doesn't add enormous value to the
Oh wait.
program?
I see how that could be taken that way.
Ryu also has a fireball in this game.
Oh, do you
as
want to
well.
show? You want to show it up?
There you go,
Ooh,
look at
yeah,
that.
that's right.
You
don't
And
have
I
that,
get
Ken.
I get set up.
got
Ken
blue.
has a.
Arg.
I think his Fierce Dragon Punch is on fire, right?
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So
I'm
just more of
just
those-
regular, see.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, what's gonna happen? Oh man. You think you can pull off his super combo?
Probably not.
I mean, give it a try.
I don't even remember how to do it. Do you want to show me?
Sure.
All right.
Oh man, brown cat.
Oh man, should have
He's
shown
not,
off.
not as angry in this version.
Should show off
He's actually really happy.
one of the super characters.
All right. Do we need to
Sure.
just build a meter?
Yeah.
Do you want me to just let you wail on me?
Alright. I can just build meter this way.
Yep.
Do
it.
Let's go over here.
All right.
Yeah.
Ready.
Whack, whack.
Boom.
Alright.
Nice.
Alright,
It's a-
now's your turn to try.
It's a little. No, it's fine. It's a little more graphically intense than Street Fighter V. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, the sprites speak to me.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
beautiful.
And that's the thing is that
And the flash. up
the
there.
classic argument I think made is that sprites age very well.
They do.
mean this style of game art really transcends a lot. So okay, you want to jump out? You want to go into alpha?
Okay.
I feel like we should see Alpha before we wrap up for the day.
Yeah, let's hop into let's do Alpha 3 and Third Strike really quick.
Okay.
Just to kind of show where the series led. Oh man.
It's Brett's turn.
Oh boy, I'm gonna get wrecked. But actually, I think it's a good chance to. I know Sakura's your character, right? For Alpha 3.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's see some. Let's see something good.
So the Alpha series
Something good.
took a
You
little bit
have
more
to
of
do
a
this.
cartoonic. Cartoonic is that word?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is now.
Oh,
you made
yeah.
it.
It's got a little bit more, yeah, like a little bit more anime theme to it.
Okay.
Really themed after like the 1994 animated movie, which there's even a poster of it kind of hidden in the background of one of the stages. But really took some inspiration for that. And also in the mid-90s, I think anime was just like, it was becoming more and more a thing in the US when before we didn't really have a lot of that. At least actual shops that would sell, and it was pretty cool.
Can someone stop that child from drawing on the floor of this shop? I mean, that's really. I don't know, man. He's gonna mark that place up, and it's gonna just cause a ruckus.
Yeah, I mean, we all have done bad things when we were kids. You know?
I mean, if that's the worst thing, you know.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's pretty tame, especially if it's chalk on pavement. That's not really a big deal.
This is the thing for Alpha 2, or sorry, for Alpha 3, your Vism that you were just doing. I think I did A, so I've got just Rego.
Rego.
Ooh. You guys look great though. Doing
yeah.
much better than my my sad Ken performance, in which maybe the first time I've picked up
no.
a Street Fighter that wasn't 4 or 5 in many ages.
But what I love about the Alpha game, especially Alpha 3, is just like the UI, the energy. It's so hyperactive and really exciting, and it just captures this completely different vibe than 2 or 3. Yeah, the announcer voice in this game is super good. It's like everything is, get ready to go, don't blink.
Don't possibly change that channel.
You will regret.
You will regret looking away even for 1 second. Man,
Oh,
oh man, getting worked, dude.
I mean, yeah, this is bad. Oh,
She that was like a chokehold and a bit of an elbow to the face. That move was pretty brutal.
man,
Yeah,
I get
see, there's
completely
just a
shut down
lot.
here in the corner. The one move.
It's because Kim doesn't have to talk during the
This is
beatdown.
totally true,
He
actually.
can focus. He can focus on playing. It's the classic example.
Does he have his? Oh.
That's why I don't understand
Oh,
how Twitch
Wow.
streamers can like play and talk at the same time.
It's
it takes
tough.
a lot of practice.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of practice. Want to see one? Shall we see one more game and then
Yeah,
we'll call it up? Call it up. That's not a
Call it up,
phrase.
man.
Call it up,
I'm
man.
gonna use it the rest of the week.
Yeah, just
you guys
do it.
ready to call that up?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna call up the online versions real quick. So Hyper Fighting.
Oh man, look at that.
Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo.
Yep.
Alpha 3 and the beautiful Street Fighter 3 Third Strike.
As I gushed earlier, it's just such a slick, cool game. The music, the UI, character select, everything
Wait,
about it.
I think we should listen to the intro real quick.
Okay.
It's
Let's let that play.
oh man, baby, 1999.
Yep, it's back.
But yeah, it's a full like hip hop opening song, man. It's so good.
It's all about victory, you guys.
There is no limit.
There is no limit. This is the best.
Oh yeah, get the brass in there.
Oh man, that background singer is bringing heat to this.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man.
This is
It's actually really good.
yeah. Like, I've shared like it's so good. Even though this game is very technically demanding, as Street Fighter, like as 2 Alpha and 3 kind of moved on, you get into this area it asks more of you but gives more back in return. But it's just so stylish and solid, like across the board, that even if you're not going to be this high-level pro play, it's just a treat to see and hear.
Yeah.
And that sounds like me like reading off a bullet-pointed list, but I'm just like honestly gushing at this point.
That was all improv right there by Brett. There are no bullet points in front of him. Not a single one.
Oh no!
Okay,
Where's my things?
Oh man.
Oh boy.
Oops. Oops. Always a show of confidence during a match.
The classic oops.
The classic oops, yes. The other thing that I love about sort of the Street Fighter series overall is that each game in the franchise generates its own sub-community, like, you know, a group of players that want to rally around that and really master that game, and I think that's quite fantastic to see, especially
I mean,
a collection like
this game
this.
is still played in arcades now, especially in Japan. They have a tournament every January, with a team consisting of 5 people.
Oh yeah, keep
And,
talking,
like,
keep talking.
and 100
Totally hit I'm gonna get.
Hold on.
God,
Hold on.
why do I even get out of bed?
I'm pausing my anecdote for a second to lay the smack down.
All right, so back to what I was saying,
Oh my
right? Yeah, every January there is like 100 teams, each team consisting of 5 people, and they still love this game. This game came out in '99.
Oh,
As you guys finish the match, I will finish the show. Any parting thoughts or anything on Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection?
yeah. One thing. I'll just go ahead and eat this. But yeah, one thing is just how different all the games are from each other. In your head, you hear 2, Alpha, 3, but each game, the differences are so vast between 2, Alpha, and 3 alone, and then even within those, subcategories, the Alpha and the 3 games, just very, very different experiences. So to have them all in one spot is like no joke, just really exciting, and very happy to bring this out.
Awesome. So Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection is coming to PS4 in May. Brett and Kim, thank you gentlemen for joining me today.
Thank you for having us.
And until next time, we'll see you on PlayStation Underground.